And we're back hanging out here on SportsLine tonight. Phone lines are open. 737-7767 is the number if you'd like to get in on the conversation. Open lines, open topics tonight. Anything you want to talk about. We got the Major League Baseball All-Star game coming up tomorrow night. Home run derby tonight. Aaron Judge of the Yankees just hit a ball 501 feet, which is an absolute bomb. We can talk about that. We can talk about the Titans getting set for training camp. SEC Media Days going on right now. We'll find out later this week where teams are picked. Vanderbilt, Tennessee, probably middle of the pack in the SEC East, I would think. Florida and Georgia probably above both of them for right now. Kentucky in that group with them. We'll find out exactly where they are picked coming up a little bit later on this week. We'll also get to some Vanderbilt basketball discussion before the night is over as well. Told you earlier, we're counting down the days to Titans training camp. July 29th, the first day that they'll be on the field. That will be our first look at Marcus Mariota in a real practice. We had off-season workouts and all that, but full go in a practice since he fractured his fibula back in week 16 of last year in Jacksonville. Mariota had a really good rookie season 2 years ago, given the fact that he played on the team that went 3-13. He made everybody believe the hype about a guy that was drafted second overall. He was even better last year. Over 3,400 yards, 26 touchdown passes, just 9 interceptions. Took care of the ball largely much better than he did before. He was out there every game until he got hurt in that final one and wasn't able to play in the final week of the season against Houston. Titans go 9-7. Big part of that is him. This roster's been upgraded around him. There's been benefits this offseason to John Robinson having a second year under his belt and being able to focus on some of the real holes. He did it on the defensive side in the secondary. Offensively, he focused on that wide receiver core and bringing in Corey Davis and Taywan Taylor and Eric Decker, all of those guys. Marcus Mariota now has the pieces to live up to what the Titans ultimately hope he can be, and that is a franchise all-pro type of guy. He is the face of this franchise, and he has been since the day he was drafted. But he had no chance in year one to be really good. Last year you saw glimpses of it. This year with those wide receivers, if everybody else lives up to their job and he takes the right progression, he has a chance to be a real star in the league. An all-pro, Pro Bowl type of guy. And if he does that, the Titans will take that next step as a team in this AFC South. There's a lot of people out there who believe that they could win the AFC South this year. I happen to be one of them. The expectations are there now because we've gotten the glimpse. But the big question is, how healthy will number 8 be, and can he take that next step? Because it's all sitting right there in front of him. Mariota last week in Hawaii, asked by reporters out there in his hometown, are you the favorite in the AFC South? And he said, well, you probably have to look at the team that's won it the last 2 years, being Houston. We haven't been able to do that. It's been a long time since we have in Tennessee. But that's what we want to do. We want to get better each and every day as a team. We want to compete to get to the playoffs. We want to win the AFC South. And ultimately, our goal is to go to the Super Bowl. That's what you want to hear from your quarterback. He's not talking the team up too much. He understands that there's a lot of work to be done by him and by his teammates. But he's not shying away from that expectation and that belief that the Titans should be a team and a force to be reckoned with in the AFC South. It's a long way from that injury and getting carted off the field a year ago to getting back on the field and leading this team back to wins. But Marcus Mariota has fought through the process, and he now believes he's ready to hopefully take that next step this fall. Here's more on Marcus Mariota.
Mariota tackled from behind and sacked. And a stunning development here for the Tennessee Titans as their franchise quarterback Marcus Mariota is being carted off the field.
The Titans' chances of making the playoffs in 2016 ended when Marcus Mariota's season ended, laying on the turf with a fractured fibula during a Week 16 loss in Jacksonville. and any hopes of the Titans ending their 8-year playoff drought this season will rest largely on number 8 returning at 100%.
I feel great. I'm pretty close to 100%. I got cleared to kind of do everything, work out, do everything I needed to do to get ready.
Mariota developed into one of the most dynamic young quarterbacks in the league a year ago, exploding during October and November, throwing for 19 touchdowns against just 3 interceptions. But his completion rate fell below 50%, and he had just 1 touchdown in December before his injury, a drop-off that's fueled him to be even better.
Had a good stretch of games, and then kind of, towards the end of the year, kind of fell off a little bit. So I would love to just kind of be that guy that I played in the middle of the season, just kind of throughout the year.
To reach that level of consistency, the still just 23-year-old Mariota's focused on the little things of the quarterback position.
Whether it's my footwork, whether it's how I'm handling the pressures or different certain coverages and blitzes, just the little minute details will help me be more consistent and be the guy that the team needs me to be.
The team is doing its best to put its franchise QB in a position to succeed. It's built one of the best offensive lines in the league, a dependable running game, and this offseason it bolstered his receiving corps, drafting Corey Davis 5th overall, Taywan Taylor in the 3rd round, and signing veteran wideout Eric Decker.
Everyone at this level has talent, but I think it's tough to find guys that fit the culture that John Roberson and Coach Malarkey are building. And I think they found these guys this past year in the draft, and again, I think they've fit well. They've worked hard, and I'm excited to see what they can do.
That influx of talent has many picking a Titans team that finished 9-7 and narrowly missed the playoffs a year ago as the favorites in the AFC South this season. But their quarterback knows they haven't won anything yet.
All that stuff that people talk about, it doesn't mean anything until we go out there and prove it on the field. So, as the season starts coming around the corner, we got to continue to build those foundations that'll, make us successful throughout the year and build that chemistry, hopefully to make a run at it in our division and get to the playoffs.
If the Titans are to end their playoff drought, Mariota figures to play a huge role. Tennessee's hungry for a winner on the football field, and the star QB is eager to bring them.
These fans love football, and once you get this team rolling, it's a really fun place to play. And I'm excited. I think that the town is excited, and it's a fun atmosphere, and it's fun to be around.
Marcus Mariota, ready for this season. I think a lot of fans around here are ready as well. We saw it during the Predators run, just how exciting this town can be when a team is winning out there. I think people are excited about the chances of the Titans doing that this fall over at Nissan Stadium. It'll be a lot of fun. We were over there this weekend for the U.S. national team game in the Gold Cup against Panama. And just to be back in that stadium and see the grass and think about the Titans being there just a few months away. I mean, that opener against Oakland is going to be exciting because those are 2 teams a lot of people think can do damage in the AFC this year. So a chance for the Titans to make a statement right out of the gate. Marcus Mariota included that as well, as he'll be going head-to-head against Derek Carr of the Raiders. Time now for a break. When we come back, we'll switch gears, talk some SEC Media Day. We'll get you set there. Kyle Shurmur, Vanderbilt quarterback, will be part of the Doors contingent in Hoover tomorrow. He stopped in the studio last night to talk with John. We'll get you to that coming up next. On the other side of this break, here on News Channel 5 Plus, you're watching SportsLine.